Here's some quick sci-fi bookshelves. I'm going to set in a plane here. I'm going to look down from the top. I'm going to scale this in the X. I'm going to hold down Control until I get to this grid line there. Press 1 to go into vertex selection and select those two front vertices, and hold down Shift and Control and B to bevel. Pull. Give yourself a lot of vertices to make it nice and rounded, just like that. Okay. Look down from the top again, and I'm going to create a little indent. I'm going to use this grid line and this grid line as a guide. I'm going to press K for the knife tool. Come over here. Don't worry if it's not exactly on right now. Just click and hold down C, or click C to make it go straight. Click. Come over here to roughly that grid line. Click. Come down. If it starts going on an angle, just press C. So you get to there. Click. So you got that. All right. Deselect, box select, and to get it to line up, just click the horseshoe for snapping, increment absolute grid snap, and just drag it till it snaps into place. You can do the same with these ones, and you can move these as well to whatever depth you want. So I'll just put it there. Turn that off like that. Select those two. Shift Control B, and we'll pull those. I don't need quite as many vertices there. I want 5 is going to be good. All right, so we got that. Okay, select it all. Give your bookshelf some thickness. E to extrude. Pull it up in the Z. I want to have mine about that thick, maybe. Shift Alt and click that edge, and let's bevel again. This one is just Control B and pull. Roll your mouse wheel back to 0. Get a thickness that you like, something like that. Roll your mouse wheel up 1, so you got one edge in there. One middle one. Deselect, Shift Alt and click that, and Alt S and push so it goes in equally. Just like that. Okay. Shift Alt and click that edge, and then we're going to have to Shift Alt and click there and there so it goes all the way through. And then let's bevel, Control B, pull, and roll your mouse wheel up so you get about 5 segments nice and round. So it's looking like this. Okay. Deselect and come to the back, Shift Alt and click that edge, and Shift Alt and click that edge, and bevel again. Use the same values, but make it nice and big. Nice big round back there like that. Okay, now go into vertex selection, number 1, and find the frontmost point there on the top. Select it. Hold down Shift and select the other frontmost point, and press J to join. Do the same thing on the bottom. Control 7 is the bottom. Grab, deselect, grab that point and that point, J. And then in edge selection, Shift Alt and click that edge. Okay, press the period key if you get all messed up like I just did. And let's go SY0 to straighten that out and pull it back a little ways. We're going to expand this to make the part that would actually go onto the wall. Okay, go to number 3, which is face selection, Shift Alt and click here and here and here and here to get all these, and here and the top one, and here to get the back ones, and over to the other side. These and these and these and these and these, and the bottom one. Cool. Okay, so we got all that. We're going to go E and Alt S and pull. Make it nice and big, like that. Something like that. Number 2 for edge selection, Shift Alt and click there, and Control B. Use the same number. Pull, just don't go too far. All right, so hold Shift if you want to go slower. Something like that, nice and round. Shade smooth is going to look all weird. Come over to the triangle under normals, auto smooth, and 30 may just work for you. You may have to lower it to 22 or 22.5. Now, if you don't want this rounded because it's going to go into the wall, what I would suggest you do is come in here into edit mode, wireframe, 3 face selection. Let's box select until we get back to this straight one. Okay, deselect those faces, or delete those faces, sorry. Shift Alt and click that edge. and then just pull it out as much as you want, and go back into solid mode, and you can see that part would attach to the wall. Okay, so far so good. We can do a couple more things here for design elements. In face selection, select that face and Shift D to duplicate it, pull it out, and S to scale it. Scale this in the X quite a bit. I'm going to make a little section that goes in for a light. Let's go E to extrude and pull it back in the Y. It doesn't have to be very big. And Control L to select it all, and P to break it out. Select it and set the origin to geometry on that. Let's press the period key to zoom in and pull this in. Now, we need to be careful here. We're going to do a Boolean, but we don't want to affect the curvature here. So I'm going to select it all, and I'm going to make it even smaller, like that. But I can make it longer. Scale on the X, that's not a problem. We'll do a little bit more. Let's select that edge and this edge, this one, and Control B. I'm going to use the same number of vertices or edges. And in object mode, I can see how far this is sticking in. I don't want it too far. I'm just going to put an emission, the texture on there. So I'm just going to bring it into there. And I am going to go ahead and select my main body under the wrench, add modifier Boolean difference. And with the eyedropper, select this, apply, take this and delete it. It's done. Come into here and select that face. And let's scale this a little bit. Scale it in the Z. Hold down Shift to move slow. Just a little bit. Also scale it in the X a little bit. Definitely hold Shift, and that'll, you know, angle it a little bit. And if you want to, you can put some other design elements too. We can bring in a cylinder. Stick with a large number of vertices, like 32. Leave the ends capped. Rotate X 90. Go into edit mode and scale it way down, but pull it out to the front. Look at it from the front. Scale it again. Whoops. G, I'm going to bring it over here. Again, be careful of the curvature here, so just scale it nice and small so it fits in that space. All right, and then tap it in a little bit. You can go ahead and Shift D to make 2 of them if you want. And then in object mode, you can see how far it's in. It doesn't have to be in the same distance as that. That's good enough. Select the main body. Go Boolean difference with the eyedropper. Select these, apply, click that. Now, you may get some smoothing errors. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's go back and select just the faces now. And if you hit S, it's going to scale it weirdly, so don't do that. Come over to here and switch on individual origins, and then hit S, and it'll scale them independently. Deselect, come on back out, and just make sure individual origins is not on, in case you got to do any more. Now, if you do have a problem, you can always select these faces that seem to have, well, we can do a couple of things. We can try this. We can try 22. And that seems to have cleared it up pretty much. So let's just go with that. Okay. Before we go any further, I'm going to create new material on the main body. I'm going to leave it as principled. I'm just going to make it nice and dark. And I'm also going to take the roughness down to 0.3. And let's go ahead and have a general look at this thing. Do we have any lights or anything in here? What do we got? We got nothing, eh? Okay, so let's go Shift A. Let's bring in a point light. I'm going to bring that up over here. And I want to make sure that we're in Eevee. Yes. I'm going to make this one orange, and I'm going to make this about 400. Okay. And I'm going to Shift D and G. I'm going to bring it over here. I'm going to make this one blue, just the usual kind of thing that we do. All right, I'm going to use scene lights and scene world, so make sure those are clicked on. And over here, I'm not going to do this perfectly black. I'm going to do it something like that. All right, now I want to go back into my model here and select this face. And under materials, up here, I'm going to click the plus for new material, new. And I'm going to switch this from principled to emission and make it, I'll make it 3. And I'm going to press assign. And I'll select these faces as well. select that emission material and press assign. Now you'll note that I have ambient occlusion, bloom, and screen space reflections on, and I haven't done anything else. Okay, I've set my sampling, however, to 200 and my size to about 75. I don't need it too big. Let's make sure we got a camera in here. So click camera and then get a general view that you like just to start off, and go Control-Alt-0 to look through, N, and under view, check lock camera view, and to close that, and now we can just do this kind of thing. I'm going to take this one and Shift D to make a copy, and I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to push it back. So just got a couple of these, and zoom in, and we can press F12.